You want big arms that turns head, this video is for you. I'll tell you how I went from having skinny arms, even when I was trying to curl 50 pounds dumbbells, to now having pretty solid arms without the need of ego lifting and going super heavy, alright? I'll give you my best tips, things that you can implement right now that will help you build those guns, alright? First thing first, like I mentioned, stop ego lifting. A lot of people, I see them curling 50 pounds dumbbell, meanwhile they have skinny arms. Guess what? I'll be using 25, 30, maximum 35 pounds dumbbells when I'm curling, all right? What's most important, especially when it comes to arms, with everything else, but especially for arms, because it's small muscles, biceps, triceps, you don't need to go super heavy, guys. What matters is the muscles that we are recruiting and that we are stimulating when lifting a weight, all right? It's not just moving the weight from point A to point B that will get you a result. A lot of people fail with this, because they'll grab the 50 pounds dumbbell and they'll start curling it, thinking that this will lead to bigger arms. It can't be further away from the truth, all right? What you need is getting that biceps to failure. And if you're going so heavy on your curls, you might be compensating with your triceps, your front delts, you're swinging the weight, your elbows. You end up having a lot of injuries and very minimal biceps stimulation, all right? So I want you to start prioritizing the form, prioritizing the way that you're doing the exercise, the mind-muscle connection, but most importantly, stop ego lifting and don't associate the weight that you're curling with the growth of your arms, all right? As soon as you do that disconnect and telling yourself the weight is just a tool and I want to make sure that I'm recruiting the muscle that I want to build, you'll right away have more results, all right? So instead of going for the 50 pounds for 8 reps swinging, maybe take the 25 or the 30, all right? Take your time on the way down. Make sure you have a good form and make sure that you're activating that biceps when you're curling the weight, all right? Not just shrugging it up while swinging, okay? That's number one. Number two, the mind-muscle connection. Arnold said it best. He can train with his training partner doing the same thing, but one can have more results than the other. And why is that? Because if the mind is not really engaged in the exercise that we're doing, our results will be minimal. All right, even studies shown that when you're thinking about a muscle, you're recruiting more fibers with that muscle. So maybe if you're doing a push-up, but you're thinking about squeezing that chest, well, you'll be engaging more of those chest fibers, which will lead to more results. So long story short, mind-muscle connection, focus on that muscle, get inside that muscle. You really want to get inside that muscle and you really want to connect with it, all right? Bodybuilding is a connection sport and we are connecting with our body. So it's an inward activity. And that is why lifting weight while talking, while listening to a podcast, while, I don't know, having a laugh or maybe taking 5-minute break in between sets, it's not ideal because it's going to lead you to disconnect, all right? Especially when it comes to arms, because arms, we're not doing things that are requiring more of a powerful movement, but it's really about more the technique, the mind-muscle connection, all right? The time under tension, okay? That could be my third point, time under tension. I realized with arms is that they grow with higher time under tension, more reps, for example, or just a slower negative. You can do either or, all right? But doing low reps, sets of 5, sets of 8 even sometimes, or going super fast, it doesn't give arms enough time under tension to grow, all right? I realized that for myself, for arms, biceps, triceps, sets of 20 work super well, all right? For my legs as well, I gotta say that it applies to the same thing. Movement that I can go a little bit heavier and less time under tension would be more back and chest, shoulders sometimes, it depends on the exercise, but specifically when it comes to arms, I might never do a set less than 15 reps, all right? I really go for that burn. And before, I used to really go for sets of 4, 5, 6, 8, you know, really curling those heavy weights, sets of 5, putting a lot of weight on there, but my arms were not even growing one bit, all right? So higher time under tension. Number 4 is use the exercises that work for you, okay? You don't need a ton of variety. Arms, biceps, triceps, it's one elbow moving, all right? We don't need to reinvent the wheel, okay? So find a biceps curl movement that works for you, that you feel well, that you don't have any pain, and that you're able to go through a good, proper range of motion with. Find a triceps extension exercise that allows you to do the same thing, and do as many volume as you can handle, all right? And go that's pretty much it, you know. Like for me, honestly, for my triceps exercises, most of the time I'll be going on the cables. I'll do triceps push down with the rope, and then I'll do maybe single arm triceps push downs. But that's just the two exercises that I like the most. I see people going crazy on those easy curl barbell. But for me, I don't even feel those cold crusher. I feel them that they crush my elbows more than anything else. I don't feel that crazy tricep stimulation. It's not because someone is doing it that you should be doing it. So write down what are the exercises that you feel the best for your arms and go from there. Maybe for you, your biceps, you like doing hammer curls and I don't know, concentration curls. Stick with those, get better at those. Okay, the exercises that work are few. We're not reinventing the wheel, all right? Maybe 10, 15 exercises total if you combine the whole body. The bench press, the squat, the overhead press, the pull-ups. Stick with what works for you and get better at them instead of always trying to change things and change the exercises. Okay, a lot of people think because they're not seeing results is because of the exercise choice, but that is not really true. It's a lot of times how you're doing the exercise, how your technique is, the weight you're using, your time under tension, your mind-muscle connection. And I will end up talking about the rest period. Okay, if something that really works for me is not going high rest. I don't like resting too much for my arms, especially when it comes to biceps and triceps, honestly. But I might do supersets, biceps, triceps. Some days I'll do biceps and then I'll rest like 60-second max and then do a few other sets, you know. I'll just bang it for the biceps, even for triceps. I barely rest. Yeah, the muscle is always burning, but that's what you want. You want to create that pump. You want to create that blood flow. You want to create those nutrients that are being shuttled in that muscle, all right, and create that environment for growth. And you know what? If you're doing all your pull-ups, your barbell rows, your overhead press, your bench press, that's where you want to be going a little bit heavier. But you're working your arms indirectly, so don't sleep on the big compound lifts when it comes to training other muscle group, bigger muscle group, and that's how it will be part of the equation to get your biceps and triceps bigger. All right, because I do a lot of pull-ups, I do back and biceps, but because I do a lot of pull-ups, when it comes to finishing with my biceps, I just need a few sets of biceps curl and I'm good for the day. I don't need to overdo it. I don't need to destroy myself on the biceps because I work them so much indirectly that when my pull-ups, my rows, if I'm doing my chest and triceps, would be a lot of presses that also will stimulate my triceps. So now come time to do my triceps, all I need is a few sets of push downs and I'll call it a day. So that's pretty much it. No ego lifting, focus on the compound lifts, time under tension, mind muscle connection, low rest, and also follow my channel and leave a like because it will be linked to increasing your biceps growth, all right? But no, in all seriousness, I have many other videos that, I have a few videos where I'll tell you what are my best exercises for arms, biceps, and triceps. But you can also check my channel. I do a lot of content for fitness. That's pretty much it. If you have any questions for this video, guys, leave them down below and I will answer them. All right, see you soon. Ciao.